They're not almost there.
Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. Welcome to Friday. Welcome to Friday. What's going on? We're doing the Massive Iron live thing. It's really bright in here today, making me look red. Making me look red. I don't know, white, red, whatever color I am. How's it going, guys? Appreciate you guys joining me. I'm here every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern. A couple minutes behind today. Was doing a project and then had to go pee before live. So what's up, guys? Let me know how you're doing, what you're training today, and what your weekend looks like. Any of you dads doing anything special for Father's Day? Any of you folks doing anything special for your dads on Father's Day? And let me know where you're tuned in from. I'm here every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern, live from the luxurious studios in Lebanon, Ohio. The couch is a mess. We sat and watched Terror on the Prairie last night. It was a movie on Daily Wire, and it's just one of those anti-Hollywood. Daily Wire is kind of like the anti-Hollywood, and they put out movies and stuff. But I like westerns, so I decided to watch it. And I don't like to get in the whole politics side of crap, but it was actually a pretty good movie. We liked it, my wife liked it, and so on and so forth. So before we get into things, just a reminder that if your question doesn't go through, it's not me ignoring you. You can head over to Instagram. Well, where is it? We the production studio. Where's the banners? Here it is. I don't know what's going on. You can head over to Instagram at Ben the Barman. Slide into my DM with your question, and I'd be happy to answer your question. Now, every Friday before, if you post a question before 11 a.m., you get a chance to win a Massive Iron hoodie, Massive Iron t-shirt, or this smells a little bad. Maybe I need a shower. Just kidding. It's jokes, people. or a Team Massive membership. So if you haven't checked out Team Massive, check it out right there. Team Massive is basically a one-time fee, but you get access to the community. You can do weekly form checks. It's kind of like micro coaching. You get a nice troll-free environment. So please check it out. If you want a good Father's Day present, that would be it. Come join our community. I love the community. Usually I wish it was, like no matter how active it is, I'm like, I just want to keep growing it. I want to get it more active. I want to get it more interactive, so on and so forth. So all you guys jacked up from your turkey steroids, right? So before I lead into questions and comments, I want to talk a little bit about muscle confusion. And I thought I would do a little intro to every live. I'm not going to make it long-winded like a video, but we were talking on the Team Massive group this morning about muscle confusion, and one of the members, Ben, was discussing how the guys, a posse of guys in his gym, like to go into the gym and try to decide how they're going to confuse the muscles for the day, right? And it got me thinking, like, we all know it's nonsense, right? You confuse your muscles with heavy ass weight and resistance training and consistency. Like, you want to confuse your muscles, spend the next 10 years doing progressive overload. They'll be like, what the fuck? And they'll respond and grow. That's basically the way it works, right? So, but the whole muscle confusion thing, if you went out and biked today, and then 3 days from now, you went out and swam, and then 3 days after that, you went out and did a 10K run on a trail, right? And then 3 days after that, you did 500 kettlebell swings. You're certainly going to confuse the muscles. Each new stimulus will confuse the body in a different way. The body adapts to specific demands. The body is very efficient at adapting to super specific demands. Okay. So you can even see this in different types of exercises for the same muscle group. You can do squats, you can do leg press, you can do pendulum squats, you can do whatever you're doing, but you might get super sore on you might no longer get super sore on squats, but if you introduce a new exercise like leg press or whatever, you might get sore. The the body, each exercise, each form of exercise stresses the body in a very unique way. So trying to confuse the muscle, um yeah, if you introduce new variables, you're going to confuse it. There's going to be the illusion of confusion because you're introducing a new variable. Your body is getting sore or stiff in a way that didn't before, but that's not really progressive overload. That's not a long term sustainable approach to building muscle. That's just adding in a new daily variable that's going to hit you differently, and you're going to feel, you're going to feel it the next day. But that's not a sustainable form of progressive overload that's going to continue to build muscle. That's just introducing a new stimulus, and the outcome is going to get you sore. So you can bike one day, swim the next, do all this kind of happy horse shit. That's not that's certainly confusing your muscles, but that is not going to build muscle. And the same with changing exercises, consistency over time and progressive overload. All right, let's get into things. Again, for those of you keeping score at home, post up a question before live starts to win for a chance to win a free shirt, hoodie, or team massive membership. Invisible was first in the day. If I remember correctly, this may have been Invisible's first time number first. Brendan, thoughts on low volume training, like 8 sets per muscle a week? If you're eight sets is a good place to start. That's somewhere, like, once you get a novice over the hump of their neuromuscular adaptation. What's neuromuscular adaptation? You go in the gym, you feel really shaky for the first time, right? So once you get past that stage, then getting somebody on like 8 or 9. Look, a classic full body is basically 9 sets per major muscle group. 3 times 3 a day. So 8 or 9. Don't get caught up in the numbers. This is basically what you would put somebody on post novice, post neuromuscular adaptation. Get them on 8 to 9 sets a week. Get them training harder. Get them learning how to push sets deeper, not to failure, but for as many quality reps as possible. And it's a good starting point. You have to understand, Brendan, that no matter what, we have to evolve training based on needs. We can't just throw a blanket over everything and say, I'm going to do 8 sets for everything, and everything's going to be perfect because I've made everything the same, and I've created an arbitrary rule for everything. Here's my arbitrary rule: 8 sets per muscle group. Let's march off to infinity. That's not how it works. That's an arbitrary number. And there's certainly nothing wrong with that as a starting point. But what I want you guys to understand is that starting points in lifting are great, but you can't just throw out a starting point and say, I have a starting point and I'm going to stay here forever. That's not the way lifting works. You have to evolve training based on needs. That's why when you look at a program of somebody that's been lifting a while, they might do more sets for back than you expect, or more sets for triceps, or really odd specific exercises for biceps. That's a good starting point. But always remember that evolving training based on needs is where it's at. A starting point, how many sets per muscle group, that's great. But then we have to go into the gym and work hard, and we have to evolve things based on what is happening in the gym. You can't simply say 8 sets per body part forever because my arbitrary rule. Is it a good rule? Is it a reasonable starting point? Yes. Do you have to run something that you start with forever? No, that's foolish. That's not the way training works. You don't take somebody that wants to learn martial arts and put them on a protocol and and say this is a protocol we're going to do forever because it's the only protocol we ever need. That's not how training works in any sport, in any aspect of life. It's simply a starting point. Stein, what's going on? Stein, welcome to the party. Angel Saldana, realistically, how much would a 6'2" male need to weigh to be lean? Visible abs, starting to see it's a lot higher than I would thought. One thing I will say is that once you get into the world of once you've looked at a few natural bodybuilding competitions, or you've spent time helping people get lean, whatever weight you think it's going to take you to get lean, usually you're going to have to go further than that, further than you think. So height aside, on hell, let's say somebody thinks I'm going to be lean at 175. Probably take an extra 10 pounds. It might be 165. You're going to have to go deeper than you think to see visible abs. So good luck with that. That's basically the reality. Richard Murray from Scotland. How's it going, Richard? We are going to a Scottish festival here locally tomorrow, and that's going to be my Father's Day celebration. Josh, how's it going, Josh? A certain supplement is not in the background on G Shred's latest vids. Yeah, let's talk about terkesterone. Anybody that knows me knows I talk about it a lot, and I'm not some crazy lunatic. I just want you guys to be cautious with your money, because I've been in the supplement industry and I've been around this game a long time, and I've seen claim after claim after claim after claim after claim. Now, people, look, this is not a bashing on Greg Doucette. We're not going there. We're not doing personal attacks. What we are looking at is the reality that Greg's supplement has it's way underdosed, according to one test. So we are not saying, we are not legally, we're not trying to get ourselves in a bind. Logically, we're not trying to get ourselves in a bind. We're saying a one test. So, is Greg Doucette at fault here? Well, I can tell you I put out a creatine product, and it is right there. And way 5-6 years before that, I put out a weight gainer. My creatine product, when the sample was done, the production company, and I went with a super reputable supplement company, manufacturer. I went with the best I could find based on people I know in the industry. But still, when that batch was done, I was at their mercy. They gave me a report, a verification report of the product, saying what it says on the label is what's really in it. So the company gave me a batch report, a lab test. So they're covering their ass, and all I have as a dude just sitting in Ohio trying to put out a good product is their word, their lab test. Now, do I think Greg Doucette or any other terkesterone that's underdosed, do I think they sat behind the scenes like, we're going to put out a way underdosed supplement and we're going to screw everybody and take their money? Do you think that's really what happened? No. There's no way that's what happened, in my opinion. No way. There's no way Greg Doucette even knew. If he did, if he picked a company that pixie dusted, if we're speculating, if he picked a company that pixie dusted or was in collusion with them to fake lab reports or to underdose in the name of profits, then there would be fault. But in my opinion, and this is my opinion, these guys don't know what's in the bottle. They're at, when I put out my creatine, the company said, this is a lab test. This is what's in the creatine. I'm like, okay, I believe them. If the company messed up or they didn't do it on purpose, or they did it on purpose, the fault is with the production company, right? And, Greg Doucette or anybody else putting out underdosed products would have to take some sort of action. Either the supplement company producer, the company that produces a supplement for Greg, would have to put out new batches for all the people that purchase the supplement, or they'd have to refund, or there would be a lawsuit or something like that. But I really, really don't think in any of these cases that it's just so, Greg's busy, I'm busy, everybody's busy that does this sort of thing. And I don't think he's sitting back going, oh, let me underdose terkesterone just to make an extra 5 cents per bottle. You can go to bulksupplements.com, get terkesterone extract, basically 200 servings for $43, I think we found out. So if you want real, real assurance that what you're getting. But yeah, this is not, bottom line, this is not attack on Greg Doucette, and I don't want to ramble about terkesterone forever. But it's likely Greg Doucette had no idea at all, and he probably took it off his shelves trying to figure out, hey, what's going on. If he was by chance in collusion with these companies, that's a different story. But I'm sure it's going to take a week or two for Greg to process this. He's probably spoke to a lawyer trying to figure out what to do. I mean, if I woke up and my creatine was shown to only have 5% of what it was listed, the first thing I'd be doing is getting in my car and driving to the production company to pound some faces. You know what I'm saying? Not literally, but figuratively. Next thing I'd be doing is probably contacting a lawyer to see how we could figure this out. All right, Rafael D'Souza. When are we going to start seeing content for the new channel? I'm almost 40. I had a video out last week. I'm going to try to get another video out. I'm trying to get one a week, so I'm not trying to flood it initially. So I apologize. There'll be another video soon. Josh, in a surplus, how much of my diet needs to be clean? Well, there are a lot of variables. Like somebody has a super high metabolism, Josh. I have clients that have metabolisms over 3,500, over 4,000 calories. And some of them are like, once they get to like 3,000, I just have a hard time, I'm done with cleaner foods, even if it's higher calorie stuff like beef. So at that point, you might need to add in a little bag of Doritos or a little ice cream or a little whatever. But what I look is, are you getting in your baseline micronutrients? Okay. So I have some clients that maintain at 2,200, some that maintain at 3,800. So the guy that maintains at 3,800, standing side by side with the guy that weighs 2,200, they're probably not that much difference in body size. That's reality and the mysteries of the human body and all that kind of stuff. So it's more imperative if you have to focus on your micronutrient intake. The 2,200 calorie guy, he's got to make those calories count nutrient wise. The 3,800 calorie guy, he has a little bit more leeway. He can get in his nutrients and then have some dirtier calories. So think of things in terms of micronutrients and not just calories. Think of things in that sort of term. In those terms. Get in your micronutrients. Try to get in plenty of clean food, not just for calories. Not just because I got to get in my clean food because because the bodybuilding community says. You have to get in your nutrients. That's the important thing for health. Life is just not calories. So think of it like that, Josh, and let me know if you have any questions. Rico, how's it going, Rico? I've been hearing a lot of buzz about straps versus no straps. saying if you can't pick, here we go again. This is not a jab at you, Rico, but this no strap community nonsense is just horseshit. So saying if you can't pick up a weight without it, you shouldn't. Bullshit. This is nonsense. This is ignorance. It's complete ignorance. At some point, you should be able on your back exercises to row or deadlift more than you can grip. This is not a fucking grip contest. We're trying to build money. We're trying to build muscle. This is some stupid, childish, ignorant ball comparison. My balls are bigger than yours. This is stupid talk. We are trying to build muscle. We are trying to build strength. And we can't sit here and pretend like grip strength is the most important. You know what gripping without straps does? It gives you elbow tendonitis. You know how certain I am of that? Pretty damn certain, because I've been coaching for a long time. And one of the most common injuries in the lifting arena is elbow tendonitis. Tennis elbow from gripping the tennis racket. All the grip work gives you tennis elbow. All the grip work from gripping the golf club. All the grip work from gripping dumbbells during the pulling exercises. That's going to give you elbow tendonitis. Anyone that says, if you can't pick up a weight without straps, you shouldn't, tell them to shut the fuck up, because they're weak and they're ignorant. They're weak and they're ignorant. And I don't care if it's Jesus himself. I don't care if it's Moses parting the Red Sea to proclaim you should not wear straps unless you can grip without bullshit. Tell that to the world's strongest man. It's nonsense. Here's the bottom line, the end point. You should get strong enough on your back and deadlifts to the point where it is stronger than what you can grip. Double overhand on deads, or just with a single or double overhand on pendley rows or rows, or single arm on dumbbell rows. If not, you're weak. You need to get your back strength up. Bottom line. Woodulus. Can we apply Fermi's paradox to lifting? If everyone is on turkey gear, where are all the mass monsters? Turkey stare. It's funny. People think that a lot of people think like terkesterone just magically appeared in the last 2 years. And I see a lot of comments like that. And it's not true at all. It was first discovered in 1975, I believe, by a Russian scientist. And the Russians were using ectosteroids or ectosterones or whatever the hell they are in the 80s. It was called the Russian secret. This stuff's been around forever. Since the 80s. Go do your research, the Russian secret. And, the Russians played with it. And the rest of the world's, the Russians have a secret. The Russian secret was steroids. I hate to break the news to you. It wasn't terkesterone or ectosterone or whatever the hell we're talking about. This stuff's been around forever. And the fact that it's been talked about for nearly 40 years now, and this is as far as we've gotten, compare that to creatine. And you guys can decide for yourself. But please understand, we didn't just magically discover this extract, like last year. Doc Yak, love the app. Any new programs coming? I added the Bulldog, and I'm actually working on a new program right now. It is my it's a 4-week periodization program I used when I first got into strength building. But yes, absolutely. I'm going to try to add a new one in at least every week or 2 weeks. So I'll be adding something in this weekend. Any of you guys that don't have my app, you can head over to superlivingtoday.com, sign up. It gives you access to all my programs. You not only get access to my programs, but all the metrics and so on and so forth. So it's a pretty cool setup. Rico, when did you add box jumps in your workout? Good question, Rico. I um, basically after the age of 46, after I lost 100 pounds and I was training somewhere between 238 and 242, 244 in the gym, I decided just one day to start doing box jumps and then superset them with leg extensions or lunges. And the explosive side of things, I just found it was a really fun way, engaging way to do some pre-fatigue. So I would often do that prior to leg extensions. I would get, I don't know what the box was, 2 feet or whatever it was. And I do 10. You don't want to do them super fatigued because you don't want to, smash your face or miss and get injured. There's some risk reward in play here. But I started using them about 40, it's 47 maybe. When is the next big podcast? Good question. We had a couple people lined up, and then had 3 people back out. So we hit kind of a lull. Hang tough. Podcasts are like that. You go through a period where everybody's interviewing everybody, and then I can't get anybody to actually commit right now. The people I wanted on. So hang tough. I'll be putting this up there. Sleep isn't going well, and it's exam period as well. Would a slight increase in calories help with training? Yeah, if you're under stress and you're not sleeping well, a slight increase in calories probably isn't a bad thing. It might help you sleep, might help you recover. Um, and it's not like we're talking about adding in 1,500 calories a day here and getting people fat. We're talking about a more stressful time in your life. And there could be some good benefits to adding in some extra calories. All right, this is from Done Deal. While in a deficit, will eating a little more before push day help bench strength? I get this question a lot, and sometimes it's not just about eating more. It can be about structuring your eating differently. So I don't know, specifically how your meal structure is, but push workouts can be highly impacted by like glycogen stores. And there's some research that even small changes in glycogen stores can really impact your performance. So you might have to eat some carbs before bed, eat some carbs when you wake up, complex carbs, and maybe have some carbs 2-3 hours before your workout. See if that helps. We're not talking necessarily about adding more in. We're talking about shuffling your carbs to specific times. I would try that first. At the end of the day, though, understand that if you're in a deficit, you're likely going to lose strength no matter what you do. It's like you're in a boat and it's leaking and you're trying to bail the boat out, and it doesn't matter if you use a thimble or a shot glass. You're probably going to lose. You're going to lose strength either way, and you got to be okay with that. You got to be okay with that during a cut because it's not permanent. And just remember your focus during a cut. Mickey Chan, how's it going, Mickey Chan? Amanda P, do you have any protein powder recommendations? My biggest recommendation is stick with a reputable brand. Stick with a top tier brand, even if it's a couple, $2-3 more dollars. There are companies out there that, if they're mid brands or lower brands, you don't know what they're dealing with as far as quality and quality control. Hashtag Terkesterone, hashtag underdosing. So stick with a reputable brand. If you're going to spend over $50 on 5 pounds of protein powder, spend a couple, $2-3 extra dollars and get something that has a long history. MTS Nutrition's a company I used to work with, and then you got all your top tier brands, that have been around, Optimum and stuff like that. I would stick with them. Maybe get some samples or try a 2-pounder to find a flavor you like. Big Paul, the winner. Paul was the winner of Paul was the app winner, the big app winner. Paul won the Bells of Steel barbell and plates, and they shipped it to him lightning fast. So Paul's on Team Massive, and we are the perfect machine. Rafael D'Souza, let's hit that massive like button. Thank you, Rafael. I appreciate it. I'm getting closer to 100,000 subscribers. I never thought I would get there, to be honest with you. And, while it's not about the numbers, that'd be kind of a nice thing to put on the wall. Put on the wall back here. So I appreciate everybody subscribing to the channel. Christos, what's the next step in your evolution as a PT? As somebody that trains, the biggest thing I want to do is get into just for a passion project is get more into training some folks for baseball. I was a catcher in baseball, and I want to do some of that locally. I really want to spend some of my time equipping. Like when I was young, we didn't have a lot of money, and I didn't really have a lot of guidance. I was a pretty good hitter in baseball, but I had no guidance, no help. So I'd like to find a couple guys like that are more underprivileged, that need some help, and do that more, for the goodness of humanity than just for money. Amanda P, how to handle not being able to eat when sick. Don't eat. Cut. There's nothing I can really say, Amanda, but like in periods where you can't go to the gym, like when you're sick or you're on vacation or whatever. Not vacation, that's a bad example because I want you guys to enjoy vacation, but periods where you can't go to the gym. I have clients that are in school and they have finals week and they can't go to the gym or whatever. And that's probably a bad example as well. But in periods where you can't go to the gym, it's just better to eat a little bit less. And if you're sick, just use it as a mini cut. I mean, it's awful to think about, having to use, a sickness as a mini cut, but that's how I would do it. Any strength you lose, just drink your water, get in your carbs, get in your electrolytes, wait a few days after you feel better and get after it. Don't eat. Nothing bad's going to happen. The body is not that fragile where you're going to lose 10 pounds of muscle in a couple days. It's actually quite the opposite. Paul, how's the new baby? Fiona is actually a grandmother. My wife is actually a grandmother. Her daughter had a baby in Australia, and the baby is happy and healthy so far. All right, so we hit the 11 o'clock mark, and after this comment, nice shirt, by the way. After this comment, I'm going to pick a winner, taking my 3 boys fishing for Father's Day. That sounds like a good time. Let's pick a winner. Let's pick a winner. Let's see. Let's go with Doc Yak. Are you on Matt Team Massive? If you are, free T-shirt, free hoodie. If you have those, either of those, let me know and I'll give you something different. But hit me up on Instagram at Ben the Barman or email me benthebarman@gmail.com. Harut, Grand Prix weekend back in Montreal. Going to be awesome. Glad you guys have life back to normal. It feels good, doesn't it, to be back to normal? I'm not sure if any of you are still in an area where things don't feel normal. If you do, sorry to hear it. Done deal. Happy Father's Day to all the dads, present, past, and beyond. Christos, what's the most easily confused muscle? I want to catch my muscle sleeping when they least expect it. The easiest, probably calves, because no one really trains calves hard. So if you want to sneak up on those calves and train them hard, that's probably the most easily confused muscle group because most people don't really train them hard. Still walking like Bambi after doing your Bulldog powerlifting leg workout. The Bulldog power building workout is something I added into the app. Whoops, I actually expanded my screen. Something I added into the app, and it's a program I came up with a long time ago, just for for fun and boredom. And it's a little bit more high volume than you probably would be accustomed to. And let me see. Oops, just one more step. So this is the old website. And up here, if you see the training app tab, this is actually the training app. There's 15 programs in there right now, and these are all the programs you get. And this is the Bulldog right here. And the Bulldog is a little bit more volume, and you do some 4x4s on the big lifts. I find programs, like that to be fun. They're just different from what you're used to doing. Mickey, do you train abs? I do shoulder tap planks and ab wheel rollouts. That's about it. And not a lot, like maybe one set per week. And that's it, really. I just like to keep up a basic level of core strength. And I don't really like to. I've done things over the years. I don't want to downplay it like I've never trained abs. I've done my share of ab training, but never really more than 3 sets in a workout. Eric, how's it going, Eric? Welcome to the party. Andreas, you think full body is fine for getting back and waking everything up? Anything is fine, really. Whatever you like, whatever works with your schedule. There's no magic, so whatever works for you. A full body, getting back into the swing of things, it's probably best to do like 2 sets per exercise on a full body for a week or two. Let the body acclimate to the stress and strains and pains, and then you can decide where you want to go from there. 1010 Buns, Mr. Iron. I hit you up on Instagram because last time my message didn't go through. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Hold on here, folks. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can pull up my messages here and see if Instagram will load. What do we got? Come on, Instagram, you can do it. I see requests. Hey, Mr. Iron, I'm currently 5'10", 330, but down from 390. So this is the question from Mr. 1010 Buns. Now, first off, way to go on the 60-pound loss. That is not easy. So that's a huge first step. At first, I was focusing on weight loss, but now I focus on fat loss. Is it possible for me to keep my muscle gain from being obese? Yeah, absolutely. It's hard to lose muscle. It's unless you're not training or you're doing something radical, it's really hard to lose muscle. We know this scientifically and from experience. It's super hard to lose muscle if you're training. If you're going, in the last month of a show cut and you're trying to get down to 5% body fat, then it might be an issue. But for the average individual, just losing weight, you won't have to worry about anything at all. So I hope that helps some. All right. Eric the Redbeard. I had 3 sets of ab wheels after upper body a couple weeks ago and was sore for days. Is adding like 1 set after each workout or 2 sets too little volume? No, not at all. With ab wheels, you will find that the first time you do them, they feel impossible. And then like 3 workouts later, all of a sudden you feel much more proficient with them. At least for me, that's been my experience. So you don't have to do a lot of work for your abs. You really don't. A couple sets a week. Something I like to just try to focus on maintaining my core strength. That's good enough for me. And if you want to, basically what I would suggest for anyone, people ask me why I don't program abs into client workouts. Well, first off, I want to see how the client is handling the workout, and I want to see when they feel, the best time to. Oops, I dropped something. That when they feel the best time is for them, to add abs in. Technical difficulties. I dropped something. So adding them in when it makes sense is a good thing. Andreas, ever met John Meadows? When I worked at Tiger Fitness, I spoke to John several times. We were trying to get his some extra promotion or exposure for a supplement company, and I am not someone that does sales pieces. I was a content person and editorial director. So what we were trying to do is get some of his content up, workout pieces or whatever, on Tiger Fitness, and just get his name out there more by sharing his workout information. So I've spoke with John. I believe I spoke with him 3 years ago was the last time. So yes, I have spoken with John. Always a decent guy, pretty focused businessman. I recall John didn't want to give up anything about his training methods, which is fair, right? He didn't want to give away his training methods to free to non-clients. So, I remember it being kind of difficult to get him to write about general training because he had a very closed door policy on his methods, which is fair. That's not a criticism. That's his business model, and he has the right to do. He had the right to do with it what he wanted. Raphael, I worked in food manufacturing, and low-paid wage workers do not care if the product. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. And somebody's going to come back and say, "Well, I worked in a factory." Well, you know what? Lower paying jobs, and I worked. Look, when I got out of college, I worked in a ton of lower paying jobs because I was so obsessed with lifting that I never finished college. So I did a lot of difficult jobs. I delivered frozen fish in the middle of Wisconsin winters, in the back of a truck. I did all kinds of nasty, difficult, lower paying jobs. And yes, there are a lot of people that care, but yes, there are a lot of people that do not care. What if the product is up to par? And yes, there can be a lot of shady people, when it comes to just trying to make a profit. So that's why we have standards and chains of custody and so on and so forth. Giuseppe, hope all is well. Not sure you've seen James Tiny Lay's video regarding his health. Mentioned that being massive for a long time can eventually lead to health issues. I've been talking about this forever. We know this from peer mortality statistics. You look at anybody, I've been teaching this for many, many years. Once you get over the age of 240, you see you increase your likelihood of death by seven. You lose about 7 years off your life. That's just peer mortality statistics. It doesn't look at quality of life. So certainly diet and exercise can play a role. But what we can learn is that being overweight puts a lot more stress and strain on the human heart. The body has to maintain all that mass and tissue. And the bigger you get, the more strain there's going to be, even if you're healthy. We see a lot of bigger guys that are athletes dying, and that's one of the reasons. It's very, very hard to be big and live a long life. What's worse for the industry as a whole, the waves of super supplements or the endless magic movements? Harun, I'm going to try to not get into a rant here. I'm going to try not to get in a rant, but I'm so tired of this industry. I'm so tired of the endless amounts of bullshit and magic exercises and super supplements and science-based cults, all the different science-based factions that try to push one variable above everything else. It's tedious. Lifting is not hard, or lifting is not complicated, but lifting is hard. So, what does that mean? Well, if you're standing, if a 6,000 foot mountain is standing before you, and you need to get a 50-pound stone up to the top of that mountain, it is not complicated. You need to put one step in front of you each day. Not complicated, but it is hard. That's what I mean, that it's not complicated, but it is hard. And this industry continues to push all these things that aren't needed. And they're just sucking your cash. Supplements, dogmatic, science-based approaches that aren't needed. All kinds of bullshit. All kinds of bullshit. Joey, is there any way to reset your metabolism? To slow it down? I have a pretty fast metabolism. Yes, there are ways, but you're going to ruin your health. To try to slow down your metabolism your metabolism is like a warrior shield, and you want to compromise your shield. No, you do not. You can get less sleep, you can drink more alcohol, you can get more sedentary. It's going to slow your metabolism, but it's going to wreck your health. So, Joey, I respect the question, but I am in no way would I ever advocate that at all. Ahmed, hello, Ahmed. How's it going? Would you list? Have you ever fancied doing Highland games? You know, if I were a kid again in my 20s, there's so many things I would do. You know, when I was in my early 20s, the only thing we had to do was drink, chase women, and lift weights. That's it. No worldwide interwebs. You know, we had hair bands, right? Good grief. But if I were, 22 in this day and age, I'd probably do martial arts. I'd probably do things like Highland games, maybe even strongman. If I had to do it all over again, yeah, I would absolutely probably mess with it. Training tips for young individuals. Young individuals should focus on moderately light dumbbells and bodyweight exercises for probably 6 months. Get your feet under you, get some good strength on your bodyweight pull-ups and push-ups and dips. Start introducing some dumbbells. Get your dumbbell exercise, nothing crazy. A little bit of one-arm rows, some dumbbell bench presses, no isolation dumbbells, just stuff like that to build up some neuromuscular adaptation, some coordination. And then from there, depending on, how fast you're moving, we can start to, challenge you a little bit more. All right, Joey Peak, I always hit my protein and fats, but fall short on carbs. Is hitting your macros as important as hitting your calories? Hitting your calories is the most important thing. I made a video about this a little while back, last week maybe, kind of a food chain. And the food chain is calories first, protein second. So macros, not really. Macros are going to be, fats will fall in. First, you want to focus on your protein. And then, fats and carbs will kind of fall in place. What I will say is if you're falling short on calories, you probably need to look at your plan. And you probably need to, if you don't have a plan, you need to make a plan. And, you need to plan things. You need to plan when you eat, and you need to eat for a goal. Some people will say, I want to get big, but I keep missing my calorie goal because I don't feel hungry. Well, you have to look in the mirror and say, I do not care how I feel. I need to understand and respect what I need to do. If you are trying to carry a 50-pound stone up 5,000, 6,000 feet to the top of a mountain, you don't get to make excuses. You have to do what is required. So, Joey, the only thing I can say is get in your calories. If you do not have a plan, make a plan. Don't worry about carbs. Get in your calories first and then focus on getting your protein up second. All right, John, for wrestling, should I focus on rep maxes? No. Or more strength increase? What you mean 1 rep maxes? For wrestling, you should definitely do one of my types of power building programs where you have a reasonable amount of volume and you're pushing for strength. The stronger you are compared to your competitor, the better off you will be. You will have an advantage that he doesn't have. So that is always a good thing. Eric, ballpark, how much would it cost to set up a minimalistic garage gym setup? Good question. I would you need some sort of a squat rack. You can get one of those on Titan for $400. You're going to need a barbell, cheap barbells you can get for $150. You're going to need plates. That's the most expensive thing. So we're over $1,000 here. You're going to need some dumbbells. You're best off getting spin locks and standard plates, so you're probably up to $1,500. And then you're going to be bored out of your mind with this dumbbells and barbells. So I would get a lat pull down system, and you're probably up to about $2,000. I think you can get everything you need for $2,000. And while that seems like a lot of money, let's think about a few things here. Number one, the average individual spends $157 on delivery services a month. That's $2,000 a year. So most of us have some budget room. It's a matter of, do we want to make room for a home gym? And, a gym membership, a home gym at that level will pay for itself after after 3 or 4 years. And most of that equipment will last at least 10 years. The gym equipment I had in my home gym, when I was at my strongest, I beat the living heck out of it. And it went on for 11 years. I sold it then and gave it to somebody else, but it's probably still being used. What's up? What's up? Followed by oi. What's up and oi. How's it going, guys? Sebastian, how far do your toes point out when you sumo deadlift? You just keep them natural. You don't want them too far. You don't want them too far out, and you don't want them in. Whatever angle your thigh is at, that's probably a good angle for your toes to be at. So that's the best guideline. All right, guys, we're about 55 minutes in, and we got some questions in the queue. I'm going to stay on as long as you guys have questions. Please post up your questions. If you're new here, I'd love to hear from you. Post up your questions. There are no dumb questions, just stupid questions and awkward questions. So if you're new here, please chime in. And just a reminder, you can head over to my website, superlivingtoday.com. Coaching. If you've never had a coach, consider coaching. I coach full time. I'm not one of these coaches that just does coaching, once a week check-ins or gives you cookie cutter bullshit. If you hit the coaching tab on my website, $80 a month, we call, set up a time to talk. We set up a custom workout, a plan of attack, and I'm basically with my clients every single day. I try to respond to messages within 24 hours. I believe I'm one of the only, if one of the few in the lifting industry that has daily communication. My prices are low, and everything is custom. How can I have my prices so low for coaching? Because it is what I do for a living. It is I do this sun up to sundown. So if you've not signed up for coaching, please check that out. You can also check out all my workouts. There's a workout tab. Find a good workout. Tons of good workouts there. I have books. I have phone consults. I can build you a custom workout. So check that stuff out. I appreciate your support. This is what I do for a living, and I can't eat my proteins without your guys' support. Thank you. Eric Redbeard, who would win in a meme war, GVS or Freaky D? Freaky D, 100%. Freaky D is like like they don't get any better than Freaky D. So go tell them I said so. Ahmed, as a 24-year-old working out daily, how much calorie surplus do I need for a lean bulk? Well, you want to, depending on where your weight is now, here's a general rule. You want to try to gain about 10 pounds over the course of 4 to maybe 5 months. So 10 pounds is kind of my end game. Gain 10 pounds, assess your physique. Is the training going really well? Are you building muscle? If so, continue that bulk for another 2 to 3 months. But use 10 pounds as the stopping point. Once you get to 10 pounds, it's assessment time. Do you want to do a quick mini cut, 14 to 20 days, and then get back into things? So I can't, calorie surplus. What I like to look at is what calorie level is going to help you gain 2 to 2.5 pounds a month. Now, understand the first 4 or 5 days you increase your calories, you're going to have some water weight increase. So that really doesn't count. All right. I don't know what that means. Let me, if anybody can translate that, please do. I don't have time. Kevin Watson, do you tend to do the big three indefinitely? I do. I just don't see any reason to give them up. In a world that's afraid of leg extensions and upright rows, I'll do them until I can't do them. Absolutely. Nicholas, thoughts on Golden State's championship again, and thoughts on who's winning the Stanley Cup. Was it accurate that I had a pretty busy week, with my wife's daughter having a baby, and I just had a lot going on, so I've been kind of out of the loop, even with baseball this week a little bit. But the overtime Avalanche over Lightning, I heard it was a pretty good game. I didn't get to see it. So game 2 is tomorrow. Maybe I'll see if my wife wants to watch it for Father's Day. And what happened in NBA Finals? I don't follow basketball anymore. The Warriors won. Not surprised. The Celtics beat my Bucks, but I don't follow basketball close enough to really, I'm more of a baseball guy. HB, did you feel like you learned anything new from the West Side Talk the other week? Not really. West Side is something behind the scenes. Like in my profession, I've had so many people in my office. I've had discussions with so many people. I've trained at the compound gym in South Carolina with Donnie Thompson. He was the strongest power lifter in the world at that time. I live close to West Side. I trained at a gym that had a lot of ex-West Siders. So, I've competed with the Lillibridges and Pete Rubish, and I've been around so many of these guys that, behind the scenes, you have so many discussions. Over the years, you have so many discussions. All the forums I was on, Muscle and Brawn, Muscle and Strength, I'll Pump You Up, Tiger Fitness, all the conversations, all the videos I've watched, I know quite a lot already. I wouldn't say I learned anything. A lot of times when I do the talks with other lifters, it's more to help educate you guys than for me to learn. So I don't really think I learned anything new. A lot of it's personal experience, what's working for you. So I hope that helps some. Rick Double O, I'm having trouble with barbell curl lately. Been progressing well, but my left forearm usually hurts the next day. So I assume you're doing a straight bar curl. If not, Rick, you can correct me. With that assumption, straight bar curls can eventually, they can eventually pound your body up pretty good. So I would switch to easy bar curls. And there's some other things you can do, some variations like easy bar 21s, drag curls with that slight, inward easy bar wrist action. So there are some other things you can do. We do not want your forearm to be injured. So maybe I could get a little bit more information from you, Rick, and we could kind of move from there. Let me know if you're using a barbell. It's better to work in a low-paying job than to sit in your mom's basement. Yeah, it is. Go out and do something, man. Cripes, we got. You can start a business from your computer. It's so easy. Whatever you're passionate about, start making YouTube videos. If you're gonna sit, do something. Do something you love. That's how I got into this, man. That's how I got into this. I just sat in my office and talked about lifting. I would make Big Hairy Ugly Dude 1 and Big Hairy Ugly Dude video number 2, and I got to 100 and I ate a pack of bacon. Before you know it, people were asking me to write articles, and before you know it, I wrote 1,000 articles, and now I'm approaching 3,000 videos. And every day I take a pounding. You got the 5% of folks that come on in the comments like, your channel is dying, or you're old. Yes, I'm old. Yes, I'm older. I'm uglier. Or you're out of shape. Oh, I don't know. I just ran a 50K. Thank you. You're weak. Thank you. Or you don't have any lifts up. Yeah, I do. Man, I've posted thousands of lifts over the years. But the thing is, like, I get to wake up and do what I love every day. This is what I love. This is my calling. My calling is to help simplify lifting for you guys. And I'll do that until I'm going to be, as long as I can walk to this fucking computer, I'm going to be teaching the same damn thing. And it doesn't matter what age you are. I will give you the best information I can. So yeah, better to work in a low paying job than to sit in your mom's basement. Absolutely. Metal Maniac. Like to play on words. Well done. 48-year-old out of work for 2 or 3 weeks, out of the gym for even longer. I'm eating a carnivore diet until I can hit the gym again. I'm a big proponent of plant-based and animal-based eating. But animal-based is my prime focus. And the animal-based, my prime focus, plant-based is my cursory, my secondary focus. So I like to keep it simple. There are a lot of good things about having a meat-centric diet as far as nutrients. Definitely a good call. My only advice to anybody is, don't rule out plant-based. Get your plant-based stuff. Cover your nutrient bases. Every night I have bison or elk or wild boar or beef, or when I have fish, steelhead trout, eggs. I get a variety of meat sources, and I use a meat delivery service for a lot of ground meat. It's actually not that expensive compared to a lot of the prices of the stuff in the supermarket. But I had mushrooms. I had plant-based option mushrooms, tomatoes, onions, peppers. Then I added Greek yogurt. So just whatever you do, my advice for you is leave some room for some plant-based options. If you just want to eat meat, that's fine. There's worse things you could do, like the all Dorito and Mountain Dew diet, right? You're okay. But, in the long run, don't turn it into, something that you have to shut the door on options that are reasonable. Don't be strict carnivore. Even a lot of the carnivore diet, Sean Baker, who I had on my podcast, I think these guys occasionally have some plant-based stuff. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe not Sean Baker, but some of the other carnivore guys introduce some of this stuff every now and then. Someone probably call me a liar over that. All right, Mustache Hero. Difference between Massive 6 program and Rep Goal. Massive 6 is just more of a beginner type of program, whereas the Rep Goal system is more of a rep structure. So the Rep Goal system is not an actual workout. It's a way to approach a tool you can use in your workouts, where Massive 6 is a more of a beginner program. Massive 6 is quite old, so I really need to go in and update it. But Massive 6 would be better off for beginners. Whereas my book, Massive Iron, and you can see it right there. I have it in PDF or hardback, or not hardbacks, paperback. That has about 20 programs, so it has plenty of information for beginners as well. Mental Maniac, any advice on returning to the gym after surgery? Go slow. Slow. I would probably do machines and dumbbells, probably for a month or two. Moderate, just to get back into things, see how things are going. Move slow. That's really the key after any major injury. Igor, I want to learn the basic movement patterns, build muscle and strength in the long run without rushing anything. Focus on strength and muscle building. It's the same process. There's no difference. There's no separating strength and muscle. Muscle builds strength, strength builds muscle. They're all the same thing. So program suggestions. It depends on your, in the long run, I got some really good programs over on my website. You can look for Massive Mass. You can look for Power Muscle Block. I just have a ton of workouts over there. So what I would say, Igor, is go to the workout tab on my website. Find 2 or 3 that kind of appeal to you, that sound like something you'd like to do. Talk to me. Send me a DM on Instagram, and I'll tell you which one I think is best. I need to know more, like what equipment you have, what's your weight, any injury history. And Igor, if you want, sign up for coaching. Put that money in one-on-one help. It's an incredible investment, and I can get you up to speed as quickly as possible. Love lifting weights. Can I pause on every rep on the free squat and box squat to learn proper technique and avoid momentum? I would not recommend pausing on the squats, because the longer you're under a bar on the squat, the more you're going to, from a cardiovascular standpoint, having a weight on your back, it's going to send your heart rate up and up and up. So if you want to work on technique, you're better off doing sets of 3 or 4, for more sets than to pause on reps, if that makes sense. The problem with building a home gym is you're never satisfied. You keep finding things to buy. Yep, that is true. My home gym is so stuffed right now that I wish I had 2 extra rooms, because it's fun. It's fun adding that equipment in. And I don't even have a leg press. I have a leverage squat, which is absolutely brilliant. But I think if you get in the initial $2,000, you should budget, a little bit, $1,000 a month, or not a month, no, $1,000 a year. Add a couple new pieces a year. It's your hobby, it's your passion, and we spend that kind of money on junk food, in the blink of an eye. So if it's your hobby, it's your passion, sell everything you own on eBay and buy home gym equipment. I'm all for that. Paladin Dance, how long should you rest between warm-up sets? I don't even worry about rest between warm-up sets. What I'll do is usually I'll change the weight, put on the new weight, walk over the bar. As soon as I'm ready to go, then I do my warm-up set. I don't rush. I don't purposely go slow. I load the plates. I wait till I'm physically, mentally, and ready to go, and then I hit the warm-up. And between final warm-up sets and first working set, pretty much the same thing. Aaron, I used to be a full body guy for years, but then after listening to Steve's video, I tried a body part split, and I am really enjoying it. I'm glad to hear that. Lifting is all about finding a program you like and running with it. That's the best advice I can give anybody. So means you are my friend. Yeah, I had to block that individual because he spammed like 248 messages. So hate to do that, but okay to use pre-workout 6 days a week. Well, the first thing I would say is, why are you working out 6 days a week? Uh, Honestly, about 5 days is about the most I'd recommend for anybody. So you might want to assess your workout a little bit, see if you got junk volume. Are you training hard enough? Um, you know, I'm more concerned with the fact that you're working out 6 days a week and able to work out 6 days a week. But all things considered, to answer your question, there's not, there's not enough caffeine, even in a high stim pre-workout, to worry about. But you have to look at the rest of the caffeine you are ingesting the rest of the day. You have to look at your overall caffeine levels daily. So if you're drinking 242 Monster Energy drinks, and I think this has like 200 milligrams of caffeine, I don't know, and an aggressive pre-workout, it could be an issue. All right, let me get a drink. All right, John, I think my question didn't go through. Thoughts on the Jefferson curl. So John is a client of mine, and he asked about the Jefferson curl. And this is the first time I've had anybody ask about the Jefferson curl. So it was a great topic. And John, I know you're a client of mine, but I'd like to send you a T-shirt just for the question. Now, let me turn off the volume here because I don't want YouTube to. I'm going to show you guys what a Jefferson curl is. Hold on here just for a second. Okay, so let me pop up the screen, share screen, application window, Jefferson curl, boom. And let me remove, I think you guys can see it good enough. So a Jefferson curl is basically, we'll just show the movement. You're going to have a light weight, and you're kind of going to do a stretch. You're going to stretch the spine. See, the knees are slightly bent. I used to do these a lot without a weight, and I could really get some good spinal stretching, like some decompression on my spine. It felt good to me. Holding a light weight like a kettlebell just made it, a little bit better. I got a better stretch. The Jefferson curl was initially designed to help you kind of decompress or stretch that area, your mid back. And I get some decompression on my spine from that. But somewhere along the line, it was turned into an exercise where people are doing it. I don't know if we can do a heavy Jefferson curl. Are people doing this? Perhaps. The lumbar flexion is not bad dangerous. That's correct. And I don't know. Oh, yeah, this guy is doing a super. Let's see what he does here. He's starting in the bottom position. Okay, he's deadlifting up. Oh, my God. Look at how fast he's lowering it. Dude. Oh, no. Not at all. Look at how he's just dive bombing that thing. Oh my goodness. I can't believe the things I see on the internet. That's crazy. No, you don't want to do that weighted. If you want to do an exercise that is good, for more for your lower back centric deadlift, do a stiff leg deadlift. That's a deadlift where you're pulling from the floor with a braced core. That's just ridiculous. I would never do that. I would never advocate that at all. A lightweight to get a little bit of spinal flexion and spinal decompression, and loosen up that mid back, a Jefferson curl is perfectly fine. Done deal. Might be moving to Wisconsin. Best place to live in cheese country, Sheboygan. Oh man, Appleton, Neenah area is pretty good. Wisconsin's a very odd state. You want to move someplace where, like my mom, she doesn't want like a lot of my family, and I'm from Wisconsin, so hate if you want, but they don't like to try anything new. Like, mom, here's a hamburger with a fried egg on it. Oh no, oh no, 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 no. That's the way my whole family is. Like anything that is not what they grew up with. Oh no. It can be like that. Like, for whatever reason, a lot of my family is like really anything that's new, like really suspicious. This is why, so you probably want to be in some place like Neenah, Appleton. I don't know much about Green Bay, but Neenah, Appleton area is pretty good. And I'm sure there's some college areas. Milwaukee, I don't really like Milwaukee. Just too much poverty. There's some areas outside of Milwaukee, like Menominee Falls, and areas outside of Milwaukee that are okay. On the lake side of things, you have like Sheboygan or Manitowoc, around that area. That's all right. I don't find it great. It's just like an average boring city. I would probably look at Neenah and Appleton as my top areas. Elevated Fitness. Everyone in here should hit the like button. Thank you kindly. Keep those questions coming, everyone. I use a barbell. I curl 85 for 4 sets of 8, and I'm still progressing. Yeah, I would definitely consider using an easy bar, 100%. Just there's a time when it's time to move on. There's really no downsides, only upsides. Do you think that a recreational lifter training for strength needs something like an off-season and rest lifting heavy for a couple of months every year? Competitive lifters generally do regular power building off seasons, so it's not like they're taking a break from heavy lifting. Power building or strength building, you have your off season where you do your building. You want to have your muscle building periods where you're still progressing on more volume work, and then you have kind of a peak. So it's not taking a rest. It's more that you need seasons where you build muscle, because muscle, as we have seen scientifically, muscle contributes. Like if you look at the strongest lifters, scientifically, they're almost 1-for-1 the biggest lifters, muscle-wise. So don't think of it as an off season. Think of it as a muscle building season where you're pushing for a little bit more volume, but still for progression. How do you program in treadmill cardio in your push-pull arms, legs? You do not want to really. You can do cardio after any workout. You can do cardio first thing in the morning, as long as there's some time between your cardio and your regular workout, that's fine as well. The only thing I wouldn't do is heavy cardio, intense cardio, the morning of or the day before squats or deadlifts. A light cardio session is fine, 20 to 30 minutes. So unless the cardio is intense, there's really not a lot to think about. Just don't. If you're doing intense cardio, then we might have, something else to discuss. Nicholas, we always tell about bulk and cut. Why not talk just about maintenance? Well, maintenance is fine if you're happy where you're at, but I'm not happy with where I'm at. If you have all the mass you want, maintenance is great. Does soreness have anything to do with muscle growth? Well, we overemphasize soreness. Soreness is not the ultimate indicator of muscle growth. No. There is some indication that, look, the connective tissue in and around a muscle has 10 times or 9 or 10 times more sensory neurons than the muscle tissue itself. So when you're feeling sore, a lot of that's the connective tissue, not actually the muscle. If you ever notice that some muscle groups feel more sore than others and some you can't get sore, that is because, likely, in my opinion, and science will maybe catch up to me someday, it's mostly the connective tissue soreness you're feeling. It's very hard to get my shoulders sore. It's super easy to get my chest sore, my triceps sore. Don't worry about soreness. Worry about consistency, good exercise selection, progressive overload, wise training, and you'll be absolutely fine. Sebastian, I'm strict raw carnivore, but I include raw milk. I haven't had a cheat meal in, I think, 4 years now. Pop, thinking of adding a vertical leg press to my gym. Your thoughts? Pop, I'm going to be honest. I would look at a leverage squat. I have a leverage squat from Titan Fitness. Absolutely love it. It's great on the spine. I can go deep, really feel my quads work. I can go heavy. I can, a vertical leg press. I've used them over the years. And a vertical leg press, the thing I don't like about it is there's many things I don't like about it. Getting into position, the plates, like the top loaded plates, I'm always smashing my fingers, and I need to put so much weight on there. Getting them off, you're getting them off in an odd leverage position. You're getting, I don't like the plates. I don't like removing the plates. I wish they were side loaded. And I just don't feel, I've just never felt like the leverage or the vertical squat compared to a hack squat or a leg press or a leverage squat. So my honest opinion, if I were spending your money, I would get a leverage squat from somebody like Titan Fitness. I think it's a better bang for the buck, just overall muscle and strength. John, you bet. Thank you, John, for the question. My comments are becoming invisible. Sorry, it's not me. I wish it wasn't the case, but YouTube is like that. Guys, we got about 4 or 5 questions left in the queue. This will be your last call for questions. Get them in now. Not last minute if you can. So I'm going to go through the last questions. If I get no more questions, I will hop off. Joey, I want to be able to do deadlifts, but my knees are not straight. Any alternatives to deadlifts? I'm not sure what you mean. Maybe you got a little bit of a knee issue. Well, I would need to know more. Can you do deadlifts off the floor, rack pulls, block pulls? Titan Fitness, and I'm not affiliated with them, so I'm not trying to, do any secret affiliate code link, bullshit. They have something called a deadlift jack where you can adjust the weight off the floor. So I'm not sure if that would help. I'm not sure if that would help at all. But understand, to build a big back, you don't necessarily need deadlifts at all. But if you want to do deadlifts, I would look at, are you able to do them off the floor? I have trained many Special Olympians with severe leg issues, and they could find a way to deadlift. So I don't know your situation. I'm not trying to encourage you to do something that would get you injured, but I will say, I would probably look at that. And beyond that, maybe just do a heck of a lot of power shrugs and get on your back work. Elevated Fitness, Madison is great, much to do. I spent a lot of time in Madison, back when I was like 21. Casey's OK Corral or whatever the venue was. The music venue, I can't really remember. Madison is also like, a super, super political city. So, and I don't get into politics on this channel. I don't really care. I'm not affiliated with either party. I really could give no fucks. I just want to be left alone, to be honest with you. But if really heavy political cities bother you, then Madison might get under your nerves at time. Sometimes we just want to go about our business and not have everybody politicking, So Madison can be one of those cities. I saw one of your videos about training full body twice a week, where there are approximately 6 sets per muscle group per week. Is that enough to build muscle? Well, is it the best way to build muscle? No. Is it something you can do in a pinch when you need to have minimal work? Because there are bridge periods in our life where we can't just go to the gym 3-4 days a week. So it's a good holdover, and you can still build muscle. It's just not the best way. It's not a staple program. It's more of a bridge program, if that makes sense. Andreas, thoughts on the mix between your power building style and powerlifting? My power building style is perfect for muscle and strength off season. So for anybody that wants to get into powerlifting, my power building style is perfectly suited as off season work. You're going to build a big base of muscle, and you're going to be focusing on building strength in the off season. And then when you get into your peaking, my clients that are into powerlifting, when they get into their meets, they do pretty well. Done deal. Is the Bells of Steel affiliate link still happening? Yeah, I just got to get it set up. I never do affiliate links, right? I have a Force of Nature affiliate link because I use them and I like them, And quite honestly, if you guys use them and like them, I might get $5 off my meat. It's a win-win, right? But I don't know. I've never done a lot of affiliate links because you don't make real money off them. Any YouTuber that's like obsessed with affiliate links, you're making like nickels, So I'm usually lazy about getting affiliate links up and running for that reason. Skipped them by accident. Are you drinking and barbecuing this weekend? I'm going to watch Jurassic World. The preview for that looks really, really good. We are going to a rugby tournament tomorrow morning, just for 1 hour before it gets too hot. And then there's a Scottish festival the rest of the day. We're going to hit that if it's not too hot or the weather's not bad. So that's probably what we're going to do. I might have a couple drinks, but I'm trying not to go really overboard, on the drinking. Elevated Fitness. Valor Fitness BD19 is a great value for starting a home gym. Is that a rack? I'll have to check that out. All right, guys, we are done. Last call. I'm about to hop off here in a second. Get your questions in. Joey Peak, when my feet are straight, then my right knee curves inward about 45 degrees. Yeah, I understand. What I would say, Joey, is if you want a deadlift, you probably have to find can you do RDLs? Can you do straight leg deadlifts? Straight leg deadlift is where you start off the floor, so that might be an option. And all right, go Dodgers. My Brewers are sucking wind. Everybody's all excited because they had a 10-run game, but I believe the Mets walked them 6 times and hit them 3 times, so we had 9 free base runners. All right, guys, that's it. I appreciate your support. I really do. We got a question. Do you recommend any special recovery products? Good question. For recovery products, not really. Diet is the biggest thing. Let's be honest. Diet is really the biggest thing. So, I would just focus on diet. Your meal timing, getting in your carbs after your workout. I know it's meal timing, but you want to get your glycogen stores back. So it's good to listen to your body. You're hungry after you're working out. That would be the best for recovery. And I wouldn't spend any money on products. What I would do, Chuck, save that money and sign up for coaching. I'd love to help you. And Joey, same for you. If you got any room, consider signing up for coaching. I'd love to work with you. Or if you don't want to do coaching, I'll build you a workout. I have a custom workout program. All right, guys, thanks. Please check out my website, superlivingtoday.com. You don't have to buy anything. I got tons of workouts, tons of books. I got log books, tons of T-shirts, all kinds of stuff. I'm working hard to make a living, and I appreciate you guys' support. I'd love to work with you as far as coaching. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for following this massive iron fun little happy time. And I am out of here.
It's not almost over. It's not almost over. You're not almost there. You're not almost there. You're not almost there.